This is Steve from Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. Delighted to be joined on Saturday afternoon. Joseph Parker, how are you?
I am very, very, very good.
Good, man. We're just talking off camera there. The last time I spoke to you was straight after Tyson had beaten Dillian. How's life
Yeah.
been since then?
Listen, everything's been good since then. I was able to travel back home to spend time with my wife and my kids and spend a good few months back in New Zealand, hanging out, training, keeping in shape, and doing a lot of family stuff. But now it's great to be back in the UK. It's good to have a fight locked in, an opponent locked in, and a date and a venue, and something to aim towards. So it's always nice to be back here, but have something in place. And now we're working towards getting getting the best version of myself, and to be the best prepared for this fight coming up with Joe Joyce.
Good, man. In that interview, Joe, you did tell us it was Joe Joyce then. There's been a few things said and done since April. Can you just give us your version of events? Because obviously Frank Warren's had his say. You joined Boxer. Can you just quickly clarify what happened?
Yeah, we're in negotiations with Frank and his team, and David Higgins, my manager, and our team have been involved in some big fights. So we know what it takes to make a big fight happen, and we know fights, it shouldn't take about 3, 4, 5 months to make a fight happen or to lock something in. So, there's a lot of things that have been said from our team and their team. But the way that I see it is we were given a better offer from Sky, and we've worked with them in the past and we trust them. And we had to get everything right in the contract because we're not just signing a one-fight deal. They wanted a 3-fight deal. And that's not, there might be a few years of your career locked in. So you have to get it right for yourself. And boxing is an unforgiving sport in the ring and outside of the ring. So as long as the contract is right and the terms are correct and you're happy with it, then you can sign it and put the contract to the side and focus on fighting, focus on training and getting everything right leading into the fight. So I signed with Boxer, and I advised them that I was very keen to fight Joe Joyce. They had a few other options on the line for me,
Right.
and we could have taken easier fights, and we could have had fights to rebuild or to keep building and to keep getting wins under my belt. But I really wanted the Joyce fight, and so Boxer and Sky did a deal with Frank Warren and BT Sports, and now they've given me permission to fight on BT because Frank wouldn't let Joyce fight anywhere else or on any other network. So Joyce is number one, and Sky and Boxer and David Higgins worked on a deal, and now I'm fighting on BT against Joyce on the 24th of September. Beat him. They've locked me into another rematch clause. So I have to rematch him in December, beat him again, and then I'll be the mandatory for the WBO, hopefully.
Fantastic. Can I talk about the fight itself, Joe? It's a strange one. It's one of those fights where I think it's safe to say everybody knows how your opponent's going to approach this. It's just going to be the juggernaut, isn't he? He's going to come forward, he's going to take a few, he's going to wear you down late in the fight, and he's going to stop you. That's what his team have said all through the build-up. Is it an advantage that you know exactly that's what Joe Joyce is going to do?
Listen, it's not really rocket science. If you watch his fights, he's got a good engine. He takes a punch and he comes forward. But he's never faced someone like me. And they might think that I've had my time and I'm on my way out, but I've only just begun with this new team that I have. And I have full confidence in what I can do in the ring. And it's going to be a surprise to them. It's going to be a shock.
How do you prepare for it, Joe? Have you got a game plan? Sorry, have you got a game plan for Joe Joyce?
Yeah. I leave that to Andy Lee. He's like the brains behind, the game plan and going into this fight. All I'm going to do is turn up to training, put in the work, and make sure that I'm 100% ready, that I'm giving everything that I can in training, so that on the day, there's no excuses. Like now, there's no excuses. We both have great time or a great lead in time to prepare for the fight. And when the fight time comes, it's may the best man win. And I know for a fact that I'm going to be ready for this fight. Yeah, he'll be ready, but I know what it takes to beat someone like Joyce.
The current wisdom is nobody's ever come close to hurting Joe Joyce. Can you be the first one to stop him, Joe?
I can be the first one to stop him. I can be the first one to hurt him. I can be the first one to beat him. there's a lot of first that I can do, but it all comes down to performance, and it all comes down to it's all good to say this and say that, but on the day, that's where it counts, and that's where I'm going to make it happen.
On your Twitter post yesterday, Joe, you said that I think you said you alluded to Tyson being part of the training camp. Will he be in the corner on the 24th of September?
Oh, I don't think he'll be in the corner. I mean, he is. I am using this gym here in Morecambe Bay. He's been very generous to me in a lot of ways. The gym, his team, strength coach, nutritionist, accommodation, everything. So very thankful to Tyson, and very grateful for the help that he's given me in my career, linking me up with Andy Lee. But Andy is the coach for this fight, and Andy is the one that's in control. It'll be Andy and whoever he wants in the corner. And I think Tyson has a lot of respect for Joyce as well. And, if he is free and available, he'll probably attend the fight. But he is going to be around. And, Tyson's one of those guys who trains every day. I think it's for his mental health. And he does give a lot of... It's great. It's great energy to be around when he's in the gym.
Brilliant. No pressure, Joe, but the last time we spoke to Andy Lee was just before you were taking the ring against Derek Chisora. And he said that you can beat Alexander Usyk. You're that good. Is that a fight that you're looking for?
I can beat anyone, and I can beat everyone out there. It just takes hard work, and you just got to keep crafting in the gym, and working on boxing IQ and working on the weaknesses that you have, and also the strengths. But it's just about working hard, and I can beat everyone out there. And Andy Lee, my coach, has full faith that I can do that. But there's no point thinking about other fighters out there if I don't beat Joe Joyce. My full focus on Joe Joyce. He's the one that's in front of me, and he's got all my attention.
Lovely. Just the last one on that, then, Joe. We've spoken plenty of times, and I always ask you, do you still believe you can become heavyweight world champion again?
I believe I could be world champion. I believe I could be two-time world champion. I believe I can make Samoa, New Zealand proud. But that's further down the line, and I'm not even, that is in the back of my head, but it's not what I'm focusing on right now. What I want to do right now is work hard in this camp, enjoy the process, be present, because this doesn't last long.
Yeah.
And if I'm thinking about the future and being champion and fighting this fight, that fight, it takes away from what I'm doing now. So I want to focus on this camp, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's only been the first week of training with Andy Lee, and I can say that I'm honestly in a great place and very happy. And my focus is to put on a good performance against Joe Joyce and show everyone, what I can do in the ring, and show everyone why I belong at the top.
Brilliant. Joe, can I get your thoughts on this weekend's huge rematch, Usyk Joshua 2? Is it repeat or revenge?
Me, personal opinion, I think it'll be a repeat because the confidence that Usyk comes in with from the first fight. But it's very interesting because of the change in Joshua's camp and his coach and everything else. So you never know what kind of Joshua's going to show up, and it's up to him really to prove everyone wrong. He was a good champion and he could do it again, but it's all up to him.
Do you think he has to change tactics, Joe? Do you think he has to put it on Joyce because he's proven that he can't outbox him?
Yeah, listen, he can. Like, if he keeps working on his craft and his boxing, maybe he can outbox him. But from the first fight, I think the tactics that everyone will be sort of all on the same page with is that he has to put on him and use his size and his reach and the weight advantage because he's a natural heavyweight. So that's why I think that's why it's going to be very interesting because no one knows how it's going to play out. A lot of people think this is going to happen, that's going to happen, but until the fight comes, it's going to be everyone's sort of intrigued how it's going to play out.
Two very quick ones before we go, Joe. I'll start with the obvious one. Tyson did announce his official retirement again yesterday. Earlier in the week, he was shouting out Derek Chisora. Has he really, really definitively called it a day, Joe, to the best of your knowledge?
Oh, I saw it yesterday as well. On his birthday, he's called it, he's retired. And I saw something from the WBC president saying that he's given up the belt and it's going to be up for grabs for whoever's going to fight for it. Hopefully me and Joyce. Hopefully me and Joyce can fight for it. Number 3 and number 4. But Tyson's been a great asset to boxing and he's given a lot to boxing and also boxing given a lot to him. So he's walking away from the sport being undefeated, being at the top. And, I think everyone's going to wish him all the best in what he does in the future with himself and his family and his career, whatever he's going to choose, whether it's an acting career, whether he goes and plays golf for the rest of his life, or I don't know. You never know what he's going to do. But for me, as a personal friend, just want to, I'm very grateful for what he's done for me and helping me, and wish him all the best.
Lovely, well said, Joe. Last one, probably no one else will ever ask you this. My little friend Thomas Ward was down the gym a couple of weeks ago. Just your thoughts on Thomas, and can you help Thomas get a world title shot? Because he's brilliant.
Thomas Ward, it was great to have in camp for that first week, or for the first sort of unofficial week of training. And very, very skilled fighter, knowledgeable. But we had talks and discussions, and there's a lot of things that he can work on and improve on. And I think if he has someone like Tyson behind him, pushing him and helping him, that he can achieve a lot more in the sport of boxing. He's very dedicated. He's determined to be champion of the world, and I think he can achieve it. And hopefully he joins camp again soon, very, very soon.
Brilliant. Joe, what are you doing for the rest of the day? Do you have a football team that you support over here?
It's either Manchester or Liverpool.
Don't say that, Joe.
Which one? Which one is? I don't know.
Everton.
Tyson. Huh?
Everton.
Everton. Okay, it's Everton now.
Yeah.
Listen, Tyson saying Manchester. The Christian, the coach, is saying, and another guy named Jimmy Harrington, he's saying Liverpool. You never walk alone. But if you say someone else, I might join another one.
Yeah. As long as it's not Liverpool, Joe, you're all right.
Okay.
That's our time. So, Joe, I always really appreciate catching up with you. You're a top man, and I hope I can speak to you at some point after Usyk AJ next week. Listen,
enjoy your time over there, and it's always great to attend these big events like this and be a part of it. And it's history. It's going to be in the history books, this rematch. So I wish I was going, but staying focused on this fight coming up, putting in the work, and I'm looking forward to my own fight. But enjoy, safe travels, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Joe. I'll bring you a program back.
Thank you.